Ribbon blackout. Welcome back to another episode of Shade Tree Hot Runs. In the last video, you saw Duke getting a test drive. Now, the big problem that we have with that is, one, he overheated before we even took him on the drive. The thermostat was stuck shut, so I got to replace that. Right now, it's just bolted together with some RTV, whatever. The big problem is the slave cylinder is blown out. Luckily, we can get a replacement for it, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and jump him off. I'm going to pull Duke in here, and we're going to yank the transmission so that we can pull the slave cylinder out. Let's go. Okay. I got him in here. But even though it's the whole point of this video, I forgot to remember one thing. The clutch don't work because the slave's bad. So get out the 20 minutes I spent trying to get him started. It didn't matter because all he can do is idle because there's no clutch. So I had to manhandle him in here. So I'm going to catch my breath, get me some go-go juice, and then we're going to get started. Alright, we've been here before. I don't need to baby step you through it. We got to remove the drive shaft in order to get the transmission out. So we got these four 13mm or ½ inch 12-point head bolts. So take them off. That's the drive shaft. This next part's a little tricky to film solo, so I'm just going to do it. But basically, I'm just going to be taking the bolts out of the bell housing, the bolts that connect the transmission to the engine. When we go to remove the bolts from the transmission cross brace, I'll click you guys back in. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and yank those bolts out. We got the transmission unbolted. The only thing that's holding it in right now is there is a line to the clutch slave that we're going to have to disconnect. We're going to have to remove the transmission cross brace, or cross mount. We're just going to pull that off with the trans because it's going to have to come out anyways. And this, our shifter, which we just kind of have on here for now, finger tight, loosen this nut, and boom, that's our shifter. That's the top of the transmission. This is what allows us to select gears. All right, so in here is your clutch slave, right? So this is your bleed valve way up here. And I assume that this is the feed line. Now, I'm not 100% how this comes off because I didn't put it on, but it looks like there's a clip right here. So, a little pocket flathead. I'm gonna try to just Alright, so apparently it was just that horseshoe clip holding it on right here. So, where'd it go? Dadgummit. It fell and disappeared. Alright, well, when this is in here like this, right? So this was in here, and that clip that I was messing with right here just pops on. Right, and that's what holds it in. Simple as that. This comes off. Easy peasy. Alright, so we got the weight of the transmission being supported by the jack with the wooden block. We're going to take the cross member out, which is this nut. There's a bolt on the other side. And it's the exact same thing on the other side. So we're going to take this off so that hopefully I can get under there, let the jack down, and I can wiggle the transmission loose. Alright, so here's the fun and very safe part. I'm gonna get in there and basically just pick it up and unmade it from the engine and attempt to just scuttle it down in between my legs. So I'm gonna try to give you guys the best view of that. I don't make any promises. So it's unmated from the engine at this point. So I pretty much just gotta get it back. There we go. That's the ticket. Now you may be asking yourself, Preston, it looks like you're making this way harder than it needs to be. That is absolutely what's going on. I don't really know what the next step is. I mean, obviously I gotta get it down. That's not the problem. Well, that is the problem, but I know that's the step. Gotta figure out how to do it. This is gonna hurt. There we go. All right. Transmission's out. And there's a transmotion. This is why we're doing this. If I'm not mistaken, we got to change this out. Take off that bolt, and then that should just come out, hopefully. And we take it to the parts store. Bingo. And that's our culprit right there. Ugh, so much force. Got our old piece right here. This is the one we took off. We pretty much have the exact same one, which is fine. We just needed a replacement because this other one was busted. So now that that part's done, we get to put the whole thing back in. Try to get some of this crud out. My wife's gonna kill me. They're not what I meant by shop towels, but it'll help. And we'll have to clean that up some more later. Whoopsie daisy. I gotta set this back up on this here crossbar, and then we can pick it up and line it up to the transmission. I got the truck jacked up a little bit on the passenger front, and hopefully that'll give me the room I need to get my butt under there and get this done. I doubt it, but we'll see. Ooh, you're a heavy girl. Now we get our other jack in here. I'm gonna try to pick up the tail end, set it on top of the jack. Actually, I may try to get the jack underneath the cross member mount. Yeah, that's the plan. We'll see how that works out for me. Nope. There we go. Atta girl. Atta girl. Oh, guys, this is very hard to do by yourself. Grace Jen, where are you? Help me, baby Jesus. Help me, Kelly Clarkson. Oh, Kelly Clarkson. I got one bolt in on the bottom. I'm gonna jack up. I'm underneath this cross member. I'm gonna jack it up. Take this bit in here. Put the bolts in. Put the bolts all around the bell housing. Put the starter back in. Reconnect the clutch lines. All right, looks like I'm doing the other side first. It's higher. All right, so that sucked. I've only put in a transmission one other time, and it was a Miata, and I have a feeling it was much easier than that. All right, I don't know how tight that's supposed to be, so I'm just gonna get it pretty tight. All right, so we got the trans back in. Remember, this is our clutch feed line. All right, and there's our horseshoe. So I take the horseshoe clip out again. All right, get it right there. Push your hose in right there, and clippy clop. That didn't work. Give it a nice good old-fashioned push in. Ah, there we go, right as rain. Now, okay, I'm stuck again. We're gonna get our custom self-bleeder brought over here. All right, so we got the clutch slave cylinder all hooked back up. Now we got to bleed it because this is this was not a pre-filled slave. You can buy them pre-filled, but I didn't because I wanted to show you guys this. Usually you need 2 people to bleed stuff. They also have auto bleeders, which is basically just a vacuum, but they're kind of expensive. You could probably rent one. I don't know. But this is what you do if you buy yourself, right? So I have 1/4-inch tubing or hose, right? They didn't have tubing, so I got 1/4-inch hose. This fits over the bleeding valve, the bleed valve. What I'm gonna do, I got a drill bit that is about the same diameter. I'm gonna drill a hole into the top of this here bottle. Stick your tube in the bottle, right? Where's my brake fluid? I'm gonna be putting clutch fluid in the reservoir as we're bleeding it. But for this, I'm gonna pour some brake fluid in here. Now, the reason why I'm doing this, and the reason why we made the hole in the tube, about there, I'll stick this in here, down into there, and this part's gonna attach to the bleed valve. Now all we gotta do is attach this. This is a pretty tight fit, so you don't have to have a zip tie, but if it's not that tight, put a zip tie around the nipple of the bleeder, and just pump your clutch. It's gonna push the fluid out, all the air out, and whenever you let off and it tries to suck air, it's just gonna suck more fluid back up. So this is gonna allow you to get all the air out. Slap it on right there. We're gonna go and crack this open right now. And I forgot which way was left and right. Lights down. Epilepsy warning, sorry. All right, get the tubing back on there. All right, so what's gonna happen is I'm just gonna jump in and start hitting the clutch. All right, I'm just gonna be pumping it, trying to get some fluid into the new slave cylinder. You're probably gonna see a bunch of bubbles come up through there, but eventually they're gonna stop, and that's gonna let us know that we got all the fluid that we need in the slave cylinder. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna be watching the reservoir up top to make sure I don't run it dry, because then, well, it's just bad. Yeah, look, that fluid was nice and golden clear when we started. You can see all the muck we pumped out of it. So, that means we did something. I had to call in the reinforcements. I don't know everything, but I know somebody that does.
I don't know everything. I know more than... I know enough to get my ass in trouble.
You knew enough to fix my problem.
Yeah.
Or our problem. So, I was very upset because I bought a new slave cylinder. I spent all day working on it, got filthy, was tired, and it didn't work. I didn't even film it. Yeah, I didn't even film it because I just had a feeling it was not going to work. Okay, so yeah, it's a few hours later now. Okay, we had to go film another part of a video that you guys are going to see in about 2 videos. You'll see our surprise.
Yeah.
But you want to just give them a quick explanation of how we got our clutch pedal back?
A bunch of stabbing the clutch, and then we had to jack it up to get that last air bubble out. After we had a slight scare, we cracked it loose and lost every bit of progress there for a second. And then she decided to gulp up some fluid, and now we got full brake foot.
Went from 0 to 100 real quick. So
Now to get this bitch actually going 100.
yeah. So tomorrow, what we're gonna do is, well, Christian's gonna be at work. I'm on vacation.
I can come over if you never do.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. I hope I can back it up and down the driveway.
I hope so. We have a clutch pedal now.
Yeah. So if we do that, then yeah, I mean, we got some steps after that, but that is the main goal tomorrow, is just to make sure this bad boy works. So
Yeah, hopefully no more oh shit, this is sketchy moments like you seen in a previous video.
but anyways, we've been Shade Tree Hot Rods. If you like the video, be sure to
Like, comment, subscribe.
there you go. We have plenty of projects, and we are getting more. Seems like every week we get another one. So be sure to follow us if you want to see some crazy stuff and whatever we have schemed up. Till then, we'll see you guys later.